Hi, my name is Jonathan. When my Makita cordless hedge trimmer, a DUN600L, stopped working and just started going clunk 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 clunk, whenever I pressed the button I decided to have a look at it. I initially took off this cover here, just a motor cover. I took it apart at this joint thinking there might be a drive shaft. It's just a cable from the switch on the handle going up to the motor. And then finally I took this cover off and found the cause of the problem, which this video will cover. Right. Press the on button, pull the trigger. No. As my Makita trimmer is just going clunk 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 whenever I try to start it, I've taken the cover off it, and this gearbox looks as if it's got some water in it. I haven't done any more with it yet. Right, let's take this off, if it'll come off. It's on a pivot. Right, okay, so that's removed. Right, so it's got some sort of off-center mechanism, crank in effect, which I guess isn't turning. Okay, no movement. So having removed the blades by removing the two screws holding them in and lifted out the gear and crank assembly, we can have a look at the crank. Doesn't want to move. So I ordered 2 new bearings from Makita and also a tube of the grease for lubricating this. This one's seized up, which I had to get from my local distributor. I've got some new bearings. Well, they look the same size. Just got something to give it a clean. So these are the new bearings. On that side. Second new bearing. So there's that screw into there. Oh, it does. And then you can fill it up with the grease. It was only when I was editing the video that I saw that at this point I'd left out a flat metal disc, and so I had to disassemble the thing again to try and find out what had happened to this disc. I couldn't find it anywhere. Well, that disc, it's not in there, and it's not on there. I wonder if it's on the other side of the crank. That means I've got to dismantle the crank again. Get some gloves on, get it covered in grease again. Right, take the gear out. Now, is it on the other side? No, it's not. Take the crank out. And on the bottom is the disc. Oh, there's a plate on the bottom as well, below the disc. Should have a disc either side. Let's get this one off. My glove's stuck now. Right, that's come off. There's a disc here. Now that's got a blue disc on it, a blue circle of paint, as I noticed the one from the other side had. But should there be a disc either side? I'm going to have a look in the manual. The manual doesn't show this big gear removed, so you can't see if there is a round plate meant to be underneath it. But there was definitely one on top of it, one with a blue inner circle, which is what this one's got. I never took this plate off the bottom. Oh, they're different. This one's got a bigger cutout here, so this one must be off the bottom. Yes, and it went that way up, I can tell. You can see markings on the back here, there and there, where it sat on ribs in the casting, so that was definitely there. I've only got one disc. I think. Are the two stuck together? Well, there might be. There's a line. Don't know if you can see it with that. With a knife. A sharp one. Take my glasses off, I might be able to see. There we are, 2 discs. 2 discs. And that one's got the blue on it. And that one's got blue. Right, so I'll put the blue on the outer. So that can go on the bottom. I haven't shown it, but I had 6 or 7 goes at getting the gear and cranks in place connected to the blades. And I guess I put the disc in, but then removed the disc, gear and cranks assembly, inadvertently turned it over, put it in the other way up, and ended up with what was the top disc on the bottom, and there it got stuck to the bottom disc until this point at which it's been disassembled and we see there's 2 discs. Right, is that in the big end? The manual says line up this hole and this hole crossways. Then these will be one on top of the other and go in the crank. Whether that's any easier than the way I did it before, I don't know. Right, so that one is going to go there, so the blue is on the top. And the other plate is still sitting in here. So that'll go on the top. So I'll leave that there for now. Now, don't forget the crank. These 2 small ends are more or less lined up now. Right, when we get it back together, assuming we can get it back together. Right, the blades. Right. The 2 pins are lined up, more or less, so they should match the small ends now. Now get this underneath the gasket. I think I'll have to take this top crank away, slide this along, why can't I get that to line up? No, that's too far. This can't be on the centre properly. There, that one's gone in. Right. Get a bolt into it for the spacer. Right, I'll just leave that finger tight and put the other one in. Spacer. Right, I'll get the second one in. Spacers in. Right, that's finger tight. Second crank. Not too far now. There we are, that's on. Gasket's on. Disc with the blue on the top. And the cover with its plate in the top there. And you can tell that's the one for the top, because that little curve there matches that smaller radius, whereas on the bottom there's a bigger curve to match a bigger radius, and you could see where it had been sitting on the ribs. For that. Right, let's tighten these up. Put the pad in. Get that down. Put the top on with its plate. Right, better go and cut some edges, or at least try. It's a bit cold. Well, it works. So with new big ends and working nicely, I hope it's been of interest, and thanks for watching.